for the very first time. Let's get you the tail of the tape. Both of these fighters 30 years old.
Gentlemen, we are live from the UFC Apex in Las Vegas for UFC Fight Night. Fought versus Garbrandt. And now, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC lightweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record. 22 wins, 1 loss. He stands 5 feet 9 inches tall, weighing in at 155 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of Orenburg, Russia, by way of Almaty, Kazakhstan, Damir Ismagulov. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 19 wins, 9 losses. He stands 5 feet 8 inches tall, weighing in at 154 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of Miami, Florida, by way of Para, Brazil, Rafael the Turn Alves. And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Chris Ione.
Happy birthday, Bruce Buffer. Had a birthday just a few days ago. He's in Las Vegas, so is Chrissy Blair. And we thank you for being with us, Vanessa as well. Rafael Alves, huge underdog in this fight. He's plus 410. Damir Ismagulov is tied with David Dvorak as the biggest favorites on tonight's card. Minus 590 is the number you got to lay on the fighter in blue. Alves in black.
Yeah, well, I think Alves didn't get the memo.
Oh, wow! Yes. Alves forward. Ismagulov on the neck. In trouble early.
He's on the neck. I can't see how tight it is from this angle, but no,
Well, first trip back to the octagon for Ismagulov since August of 2019. That's a rude awakening from Rafael Alves.
Ismagulov should have known he was going to come out hard and fast.
Yeah.
Anytime a man walks into the octagon, does multiple backflips, it means they are ready to quite literally explode. And that's what he did there. And I think he just caught Ismagulov just slipping a little bit. Usually those first few seconds, you know, there's a little feeling out process. I mean, just ask Ben Askren, he got caught short as well against Jorge Masvidal. But I think that's what we saw there. But Ismagulov,
he pops his head out.
Wow.
Pops his head out.
Not a good place to be under Ismagulov right now either, especially after holding that guillotine maybe a little too long. Big muscles for Alves. Squeezing on that guillotine could burn those arms out pretty quick, especially with all that energy. He wastes a lot of energy, a lot of adrenaline. UFC debut.
And it's not just that. He's sensational on the feet. I would say that's where his best weapons are. And now, of course, you know, it's a risk-reward. You go for a guillotine.
Yeah, he
you
loves
can
that
finish
guillotine.
the fight, but now he's on his back. With Ismagulov on top, who's got a great ground game.
And who's methodical, right? Ismagulov will take his time, get the right position, look for ground and pound, and keep you there and win the round. If he doesn't finish you, he's patient.
They're decent shots. They're only arm punches, but you can hear the impact on the head.
Ismagulov had some lower body injuries, kept him on crutches for a good chunk of the time he's been away from the octagon. Also had a shuffle in his corner. He's back with his original coaches now. So expect him to rise again, and can't argue with the record, the results, the reputation. Body shots here. Alves just eating them on the bottom.
Hard.
They are hard shots,
I'm
right to the
telling you,
kidney, too.
You don't want to take too many of them.
Head to UFCstore.com now to check out new core styles. There's something for every fight fan, from headwear to tees. Support your favorite fighters with UFC Venom apparel, or add to your home with UFC memorabilia.
Let go of the cage.
Yeah, Rafael's got to get up. He's got some separation now, so that's the time to get back to his feet. Of course, as you get back to your feet, you may eat a shot, but the reality is he's taking punches and kicks while he's lying on his back. So now you've got to take a chance. You know, you've got to try and push them off with your legs on the hips, maybe, get a little more separation, and then explode to your feet. Do a technical get-up.
Well, you know he's capable of, right? You saw the backflips that the man did when he walked into the octagon. He should be able to pop back up.
For Ismagulov, that's where a 76-inch reach will come in handy, as he was jabbing the body from the standing position. Under 2 minutes to go, first round.
And that's something Ismagulov will invest in. He will go to the body throughout the entire fight, and he'll use it to set up his big punches and his big power. And if it's not there, he's very good at feinting as well. Obviously, that's on the feet right now. Very more than capable of staying in this position and just ground and pounding away, just like we talked about. And here you see already Ismagulov with 17 strikes to the body just in this first round alone.
Yeah, and it's worth noting that those strikes to the body, they're heavy, because a lot of the time when it's ground and pound, sometimes they're not the heaviest shots.
Right.
But those, there's a lot of impact there. They're definitely taking a toll on Alves.
Yeah, he's digging them in.
Alves closes the guard behind Ismagulov. Still feeling that right hand.
I'd like to see Ismagulov try to peel that hand on top of his head off and throw elbows as well from this position. There we go. Because you see Alves is in a tricky spot where his back and his head are kind of up against the fence. So he has no real way to go. You might say, okay, if I start overcommitting with these elbows, I got to watch submissions from their back. Not from this
Alves
position.
has shown no threats off his back. He's shown a limited ground game. He hasn't attempted a sweep, a submission.
Nothing.
He hasn't tried to get back to his feet, even when he had the opportunity, to be honest. So round two, he's going to assess some things and try and not repeat the same mistake and end up on his back, because started great. First 15 seconds were very explosive and fantastic, but since then, one-way traffic for Ismagulov.
Ismagulov hammering away till the final horn. Round two coming up.
Up easy, guys, up easy. Excuse me.
Down constitutes a down fighter. The replay official can invoke instant replay at any time during the fight tonight, and the fight can be restarted if necessary. All fighters and camps have been made aware. Pretty clear instructions in the corner of Rafael Alves. Do not try for a submission. Do not go to the ground. Oh, instead do that.
Yeah, that's where Alves has got to try to keep this fight right now. So explosive on the feet, so powerful, but he has a very good guillotine, so I see why he attempted it, but his corner's right. Didn't work out. Let's not go back to that. Keep it on the feet, be explosive. If you can get on top, use your ground and pound.
Give me your fingers.
Those big movements.
Yeah, everything he does seems like a big movement. Puts 100% effort into every single shot. Very explosive, but very effective when they land. However, as the fight progresses, when you throw like that all the time, you will get tired. It's a nice job by Ismagulov.
Yeah, I'd say that's definitely one of his strongest weapons. Snaps that jab out. He's got to be careful, because I'm seeing that left hand start to drift down just a little bit as he's pawing these feints out at Alves. That right hand can beat.
And with the speed of Alves,
yeah, it's so
I mean,
fast.
he is fast, so explosive.
The main card rolls on next, right here on ESPN Plus. The headliner, a phenomenal bantamweight bout between Rob Font and former champion Cody Garbrandt. Pivotal bantamweight showdown is yours next on ESPN Plus.
Apologies, Brendan.
Yeah, that's all right.
Alves threw a beautiful right hook, and he countered perfectly with a well-timed jab.
Yep.
Definitely got the attention of Alves, backed him up against the fence. I think he hurt him with that jab. There it is again. I mean, what we're seeing from Alves is big, explosive moves, spinning wheel kicks, jumping in with big lunging hooks and things like that, whereas Ismagulov just chipping away with the fundamentals, with the basics, letting the jab do the work, let the jab be the key to the door, and then that opens up other things.
Ismagulov has, in his UFC career, always outstruck his opponents. Separation, big left, sits down Alves.
He popped right back up. That good recovery there from Alves. He got sat down for a second. Man, that was quite an exchange right there.
Ismagulov looking for that highlight reel moment.
When you look at Ismagulov, as we said, tremendous record, 22-1. The only thing hurting him is in the UFC so far, it's all decisions. But the way he's fighting here tonight, I'd be surprised if Alves makes it out. I mean, there's a couple of times he's been hurt. He got dropped a second ago. Does seem like Alves has recovered. But yeah, you're right. The jab is
Beautiful
beautiful.
jab. Good movement.
Ooh. Uppercut.
And it starts with that feint, right? Ismagulov does such a good job of going to your body with that jab, the right hand, that anytime he ducks his level down for a second, you think that's what he's doing. It really opens up those uppercuts and overhand rights for him. Oh. Alves coming back with his own jab. He's got to just start trying to put some punches together.
Right.
He's got the power. He's got the technique. When he throws, it's good. It's just he's not stringing them together.
Yeah, Alves' output. Well, in the first round, he was getting controlled on the ground, but in the second round, he really hasn't been throwing a lot, especially the combinations. Loads up for a big left there. First takedown attempt of the round, and he finds himself on the back again.
Big mistake for Alves to attempt that, end up on his back. This is everything his corner did not want for him in this fight. Because you had Ismagulov, who's winning the stand-up exchanges anyway, and now he obviously dominated round one in this position. He's going to finish round two right here.
That's why Alves shot the takedown, though.
Yeah,
he didn't
want to be there
going.
anymore.
He was taking damage. He was taking shots. He was outmatched essentially. Ismagulov, the jab was doing beautiful work. He started to use a lot of diversity in the shots, uppercuts, hooks, keeping his opponent guessing. And Alves was like, I'm going to try to take you down because this is not going my way. And of course, as we saw, now he's on his back.
Final 20 seconds, round number two here. Ismagulov in the driver's seat. Close guard for Alves as Ismagulov approaches 100 total strikes landed. And another dominant performance in round two from Ismagulov.
Up easy, guys. Good job. Last round.
Arnold hosts with a bunch of special
Last
guests,
round, here we
including
go.
TJ Lavin, UFC superfan and host of The Challenge. The launch party will look back at the best moments on the show's history and introduce the new fighters you'll see this season. That's Tuesday night, 9 Eastern on ESPN. The Ultimate Fighter coming back. Volkanovski, Ortega, the coaches. Look for that on ESPN Plus in June. All right. Third and final round.
Fingers.
Oh, yeah.
Damir.
So Alves, obviously, he needs to finish in this round if he's going to win this fight. Fortunately for him, he's got 12 knockouts on his resume. And if you just look at the guy and the way that he fights, you can clearly see he has the power. However, the problem is Damir is very, very technical. Been in there with some of the best fighters in the world. Ooh. Alves makes it exciting. He makes big mistakes like that again, because now we're going to see a repeat of round one.
Head right back out.
Maybe the end of round two. There he is. He sensed the frustration. He's going to stay there for the rest of the round. He's going to get busy. Now he's going to push on the head. He's going to shrimp towards the fence, get some separation, and try and wall walk, get back to his feet. He cannot afford to lie here for the rest of the round.
Well, more urgency right away just to get free, but Ismagulov not letting him up, gives his back now.
Yeah.
Alves' last two submission victories were by guillotine, so you understand him taking a chance there. But now he's got his work cut out for him with just over 3 minutes to go in the fight. Whoa! Nicely done. How about that? Guy's athletic.
Yeah, I'll say. It's like a movie move.
A movie move.
Movie move.
You guys know all about your movie moves. Do your own stunts, Mike?
When I had knees.
Ismagulov keeps wincing that right eye too. Have you guys noticed that throughout this fight?
I didn't want to.
See, right there, he keeps closing his right eye.
Oh, man. There's something up there now.
Yeah, but even before that, Brendan,
Right.
he keeps... I mean, there's no real swelling. Otherwise, I'd say it was an orbital thing, but perhaps he just got popped really good in the eye, and it's definitely been bothering him throughout the course of the fight.
That was a heavy kick.
Yeah, Rafael, he's got to really go right now. Fight down, start throwing more punches, more kicks. Good body shot again there from Alves.
Yeah, listen, Alves can do some really impressive
Knee to
stuff.
the body.
You know, he's clearly got power. He's got explosive striking. He just needs to improve his defense. He leaves himself open for counters a little bit. And he's got to make better choices. And Damir needs to keep his head up.
Yeah, because Alves is starting to really land here in the third round, looking good.
And as you said, I think that is bothering him, Paul, the right eye.
Yeah, you see that, right?
Some
Keeps
kind of
wincing
issue there now, yeah.
Blood from the nose from Ismagulov as well. This is the first time in the fight where Alves
got
is
it
really
now.
Stay up.
down.
Don't go to the guillotine. He's trying to do it.
Yep, his
Right
corner is
up.
probably yelling at him, no.
Well, Alves appeared to be the fresher fighter there and was advancing and pushing the issue for the first time in the fight.
Very, very smart move from Ismagulov to even level change. You don't get it, whatever. He knows that Alves has a tendency to jump guillotine, and it still ends up putting him up against the fence, wearing on him here, and he's not out in the open eating those big explosive shots there from Alves.
Stop grabbing the cage.
This is where Alves, though, he's got to just say, okay, I've got about a minute left. I've got to get off of the fence right now. There we go. He's got a minute to do some damage. He looks really good in this third round, which is surprising. We usually see a guy like Alves start to tend to fade, but this third round's been his best round.
I'll say this is a lot of fun to watch. When he's got the room to operate, he's got a very fan-pleasing style, and there he is, you know, putting the hands behind the back. That's all well and good. But unfortunately for you, mate, you got 40 seconds to finish this fight, so put those hands in his face, not behind the back.
The knee is
30
there.
seconds to go now.
The knee is there for him. Now it's not. Now it's hand is down. But for a minute there, that was very legal. Oh, there it is.
Lifted him up and landed it. He's come close to really doing some damage. He's landed some big shots.
The corner of
Ismagulov,
Alves, so
one step
frustrating.
ahead here. Final 10 seconds. Time running out for Rafael Alves. And Damir Ismagulov will run the clock out here on the fence.
Good job, boys. Good job.
Back and forth third round with some